Yeah. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody having a good week. Had a good week and a good week,
No.
better weekend. A whole lot better week than we had around here because we have had a week from double hockey sticks. So,
Wait till we get more people in here so you want to
well, I mean, so right now I'm gonna wait a few minutes and get some more people in here, and so people can
because I want to educate them about what's happened too.
so I mean, so people can understand that we got in a situation that we have not been able to work our way out of like this whole week. So there's Mr. Polar Bear Ed himself. How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
You- Come on now, you ain't that tired now, Ed. Just cause it's a few minutes later.
Oh, I'm really really tired.
Sounds like
uh,
you need to go to bed.
yeah, that's so.
It's been a long week for me.
Well, it's kind of been one of those weird weeks for us. So,
Well, this is graduation week. Graduation's actually tomorrow,
oh
Oh hell.
gosh.
so yeah.
Hey Wayne.
Hey
Wait,
Wayne.
what's that? You said you're kicking someone out of your house tomorrow?
No, he works at a college and they got a graduation
Oh,
going
okay.
on.
Oh, I got you. I got you. So it's the opposite side of it. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So well, that can be a good thing as long as they don't do no pranks tonight and tear up all the vehicles.
Nah, they don't. The seniors usually don't do stuff like that.
Boring.
Now
Hey,
they've
school is
paid
the
too much.
best time
Paid
for
too.
shenanigans.
Yeah, but they've paid too much for them 4 years that they've been there. Because if they get caught, they don't walk. They don't get their diploma.
Yeah, that's kind of the bad thing about it. But
Yeah. But on top of all the
I
graduation
remember
stuff going on top of all the graduation stuff going on, we inaugurated a new president today.
oh,
So
that means you got to learn a whole damn new system, man. Don't it?
no, he's actually worked for the university for the last almost 30 years in different capacities. He actually graduated from there. He was an athlete there, and started out low on the totem pole and worked his way up through. And when our last president turned his resignation in,
Why do I gotta deal with this?
he threw his hat in the ring, and they the presidential council search committee considered him, and they said yes, he will be a good fit for the president. So, and I've known him. I've known him ever since I've worked there. He's a really good guy.
Well, that's a good deal as long as he'll stay on his end of the damn campus and not try to come back there and change a lot of your rules.
Oh no. He is nothing about that. He is about improving the university. Uh, every the last, I'd say, 10 years or so, he's been in a money raising role,
Uh huh.
and he has made lots and lots of connections and has raised lots of money for the university, and that's basically what the president's for, is to raise money. He's not there to do day to day operations and make big decisions and stuff like that. That's what all of his vice presidents and all that are for. Um, but yeah, he's a super good guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds a whole lot better than some of them guys that comes in and think just because they got this new job, they got to change all the damn rules and redo everything. I mean,
Right.
go over everybody's budget and scrape and. Ed, you spent 2 minutes. You spent you bought one too many batteries this month.
Yeah. Oh no, he knows exactly what it takes to run the university, money wise and people wise and time wise, and like I said, he's been around long enough to know, what it takes and what we need, and he's a really great guy.
Yeah. Get me a shoe from her.
Well, I can't. I'm running the screen, baby. I had to go out and buy a daggone computer this week.
Oh.
No.
Well, Delisa says she bought it for me, so she bought me a computer this week. I got
no.
Because I got. Hey, Rail, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Hi, Rail.
Hey, yeah. I had to go get a new computer because the other one got to the point where I couldn't the touchpad got so bad I couldn't do anything. But I took it out there in the shop and I beat it around with the rubber end of a rubber screwdriver, pop, and now it works okay for my shop one. So I can, if I'm out in the shop, I can still do a live stream or something. But
it's ugly, but I'm done. I'm done.
Good deal, Mike.
Three Hawaii trailers halfway full. I'm good. I'm gonna go home now.
Well, Delisa, let me know when it's safe to answer your private messages because I've been ignoring the ones you've been sending me.
Well, good deal. It is still not safe yet.
It's
okay.
I'm not going to send her pictures like that. I promise. I swear to God. Okay. Stop sending those messages.
Yeah, it went all the way through her friends list and everything else, and it's bad. And she's got but
hello.
She's had a lot of she's got. Even some of her best friends have turned against her now because they can't get on because she got both.
They're saying that I caused it, that I'm.
They saying she caused it, but
intentional.
But we got other people, But she got it. She picked it up from one of her friends, so and
because I've known her for a long time, and
this it's just one of them deals that luckily I didn't get caught in it, but her.
When I do send out another account, I'm going to send out a friend request, but I'm also going to message, and it's going to be with my Honda. And then everybody knows that's me.
She is basically going to have to. Looks like we're basically going to have to. If you tried resetting it and everything else for 3 or 4 days, 3 days now, and that bastard keeps changing everything back, and YouTube will not.
He's demanding money.
Now he's come back and started demanding money and all this stuff. So, hey Tommy, how are you doing?
Tommy.
But so it's been a mess that we can't get that we've been trying to work our way out of, but that's what I was. Kind of the reason I titled the way it is try to forget this week. But
I'm sorry. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, well, they can hear you now. So since I got another computer, they can hear you now.
I'm sorry. I didn't intentionally do it. I didn't know it was happening.
Hey, Sam Coker, how are you doing?
So I was talking to someone else, and log me out.
What's doing? What's doing, mommy? Hi. Doing, little girl? What are you doing? I love you.
So, what all they have you do this week? Ed?
Well, I had to get a bunch of golf carts ready and cleaned up and make sure they're all good and charged up for today and yesterday, or today and tomorrow. Then I had to put the hydraulic cylinder back on our wheel loader, starter in one of the motors, PTO clutch in one of the mowers, serviced 3 of our over the road vehicles, just all kinds of
Well, does things slow down any at all for you as far as your job goes during the summertime?
No, it actually gets busier.
Yeah, because you have to get everything ready, and then once you get it ready, then you got to turn around and get ready for winter time, right?
Well, with all the summer equipment going in full tilt now. Well, that's the other thing too. I switched a rear wheel drive in one of our push mowers. Guy actually tore the ends of the shafts up on the wheel drives, so I had to switch that out. But yeah, with all the summer equipment going, that's almost a full-time job right there, keeping all that going. But then all my over-the-road stuff that is used almost constantly during the winter or during the school year will basically sit for the summer. So I got to go over all that stuff from front to back and change oils and the tires and everything else.
Yeah, just you got to kind of stay a season ahead, plus keep up with what the season tore up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But so how's things going up there in the great Northwest there?
It's sunny and hot.
Sunny and hot. I
Sunny
mean,
and hot.
You mean there ain't no that white stuff on the ground? Or?
Well, that disappeared months ago.
that devil down there, whatever you mean.
The great white is just the myth that we made up to keep people away out of our country. We scare them. We scare them with these horrible stories. It's snowy all year round.
Well, I mean, over here on the east, hey Jeff, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, I finally got here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know that. I mean, I used to have to run Canada all the time, Quebec and Ontario. So this side of the country kind of gets this side of the Rockies gets a whole lot of that white dander. I mean,
yeah. No,
well, just to show you how kind of week I've had, Daryl, I actually cracked open a beer.
I'm
telling you, man. There's better be sweet roots, not bitter roots. I don't know.
That's Fago, so.
Well, I had to go. I had to go to Rocky Mountain High because my Michelob Ultra was made by Anheuser-Busch, which turned gay. So I mean,
which one, Wayne?
What was that, Jeff?
Oh, Wayne wants to know how the tractor is. There's 2 of them. The big one's on the trailer with the plow. It's going over here for plowing tomorrow.
Good deal.
I was trying to get the 3-point to tighten up. I can't get it. I can't get the chains pulled tight enough to keep it from swinging. And it's got enough slop that when you put it down, it's like you can't get it to stay in one position. It likes to flop down to the front or back and a little bit to the sides. I said, you know what? I'll just put it on the big one because that's got the regular drawbar on it.
Well, how did they judge on a plowing contest? Do they measure and make sure that the beds are flat and level, or how?
Oh, there's no contest. This is regular This is regular plowing a field.
Oh, okay.
He's got 3 of them over here. The big tractors are doing 3 or 4. The big tractors are doing them fields, and he's got 1 field for me, and if another couple of little tractors might show up.
Oh, okay.
It's just a fun day with guys with like to plow with their little tractors and stuff.
Some of these guys got big tractors.
Well, I was going to say, does he do a steam show too?
Nah. This is just a small farm.
Okay.
Got any old U-slids out there? No? I love them ones, the old U-slids.
I did watch a video a few weeks back. They set the world record for the most plow blades in the ground with one tractor, and it was like 20 something or something like that with a steam engine. It's a special made rig.
Yeah, the old case.
Yeah.
The old case. It was pulling like 40 plows.
Yeah, there's like 40 people standing there working the levers.
Working the levers. Yeah, I've seen that song. Yeah.
And that thing was just chugging along like what was behind it.
Yeah.
They weren't fast as hell, but they were strong as hell.
Yeah.
Steam was raw torque.
Yep.
Until you let the boiler dry up.
Yep.
And it's just a bomb.
Yep.
Well, they
add water really quickly and see what happens.
That's how that one blew up over here by me a bunch of years back. Killed the operator. He got stuck in traffic getting into because they had him unloading across the street or something, or down the street and driving him in. And he got stuck in the incoming traffic, and he kept telling him, I can't shut this thing down, but I need water. I need to get through.
Jesus.
And he finally got it pulled off out of the cars and stuff because he knew it was going to, and it did.
Yeah. Well, there's over in Roanoke.
I'm surprised you didn't have like a safety, or some of these guys put like a little vent on him and just pop that open and just let it go.
Yeah.
He was new to the tractor. He had just bought it like a year before.
Yeah.
So, he knew what he was doing, but I don't think he didn't know that tractor. So.
Yeah, there's. Well, garden plowed and tilled. Well, I didn't even get that far, Wayne.
Nope.
I got the hiller on the toolbar, but I don't have the little center plow. When I went down to get that, because the kid listed it, it had the plow and both hiller discs. And when I got there, I was looking at it, it's like, I thought there was a plow in this. Oh, no. And then I seen it. He had it sitting over on the side. It's like, well, do you think I could get that? Oh, no, that's for somebody else. I said to myself, you scumbag. You just beat me out of a plow for this.
That's kind of the things you had to worry about when you the doggone. I mean, things doubled last year as far as farm equipment, and then this year they're even higher than that. So I mean, I wanted to get stuff from my little one row. I got one row 4210 John Deere I got out here. To maybe set us out a good garden, but I mean, I don't know as many deer and everything else that runs through this yard. I don't think we would. I don't think we'd have a fight on our hands trying to.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time.
I thought about getting one of them middle buster plows from Tractor Supply, but they're category 1. I was going to just cut off the 3-point part. I said, yeah, if I had a milling machine or something where I could just shave it down to fit on the toolbar holder.
Right.
I said, the only thing is $800 for that stupid thing. Is it really worth it?
Yeah, for $800, you should be able to find the right attachment.
Yeah.
You know, but I did have the one lady at work. She just switched from grounds to another position in the physical plant, and I talked to her last fall before she switched positions about coming out and doing my flower beds and stuff for me. She actually has a degree in horticulture, but when I was telling her something, what was I saying? Oh, we're gonna be tearing out a planting bed at work, and it's got a lot of that river rock in it, the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was kind of joking around with the ground supervisor. I said, "Yeah," I said, "I know somebody could use a couple dump truck loads of that stuff." And she looked at me. She goes, "Well, you're not gonna mulch?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "No." I said, "I ain't gonna mulch." I said, "I want to put gravel out." Oh, well, I thought we were gonna mulch your house. Huh?
Drink a whole bottle of what is that, castor oil?
No, I only drink the good stuff. Amsoil, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Amsoil. Okay.
Oh, I used to like Pennzoil, but they don't make real oil no more.
No, that stuff doesn't taste the same anymore.
Well, I mean,
No.
I tried drinking Quaker State one time, and it kind of clogged up my arteries. So.
I got a good shot of gear oil once. That's enough for me.
No. I learned how to drink the
See,
stuff
there you are, Daryl. bus is
when I was in the
loaded.
desert.
Hold on a second.
That's a pretty one. Oh, nice.
Cool deal there, Jeff.
Yeah.
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 I'll tell you what, though, that pot is pretty heavy.
How you doing, Mr. Cajun?
I'm glad some of them guys over there are like the size of Ed tomorrow, because I'm going to need help getting that thing back on the trailer.
That's why I'm going to be ordering me a $70 ATV winch to put on the front of my trailer real quick.
Yeah.
I like that one, the old mono
I thought
beam
about
on the
it tonight, too. I said, I like back it right up against the bars on the front there and tying it down. But I said, if I have to, I could just back this up, drop the plow off, turn it, and then back the tractor into it.
Mm.
Hey, Cajun.
Hey, Jeff.
What's up,
Oh,
Cajun?
I seen you
How's everybody
sneaking
doing
in.
today? How's everybody doing today?
We're
We're
surviving.
still alive.
Hello, everybody in chat. Braille, Tommy, Ed, he's up there. Wayne, Turner. He must have went to the river. Nice clean river that runs through his area, his woods there, and had a bottle of Dawn. Put that bottle of Amsoil in there, put some Dawn, shook it real good, rinsed it out again, did that about 15 times so he could drink the Kool-Aid out of it.
Nah,
No,
he just
no,
filled
Ran
it
out
up.
real good.
I just pulled it out of the back of my truck. You're supposed to clean these things out first?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, man.
no.
Depending on
So
what you
makes
put in it.
everything go too easier.
Clean it
Depending
out
on
before
what
you pour your Coors Light in it.
I would say, depending on what he's got in the still out back, it may have cleaned it out.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Some,
Hey, later.
some of that stuff out in the backyard might be higher octane than gasoline or
Any kind of high octane and any kind of cleaning fluid.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is that the new Bud Light? Amsoil.
Oh,
the new
that's
Bud Light.
wrong.
No, I thought it would make a good prop. I'd in some of my videos, I'd just have it sitting there and every now and then I'll reach over, grab it, take a swig of it, make people think I'm nuts.
Yeah, but do like, oh boy, that was strong.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead.
Oh God, Got to do the old Clint Eastwood face, you know.
Yeah.
Wayne, I normally do drive it on my trailer if it's during the day, but a lot of times when we go pulling, I'll load up first thing in the morning. I usually start loading about 6, and my neighbors are understanding, but not that
But not that
understanding.
understanding.
I don't really like to run it for just a short startup, and shut down, So
yeah, if you're gonna start it, you want to make sure that oil gets all over everything first.
Yeah, get it warmed up and everything, and then we'll shut her down. But
Actually, today my AMS oil is supplied by Fanta, so
Orange or grape?
What? No Briar's first beer?
no, I'm usually a water and vitamin water person, but I felt like treating myself and bought a bottle of pop today. It's expensive up here for pop.
I bought an 8-pack of
every place.
I was thirsty for root beer, so I bought an 8-pack at the grocery store, and that'll last me about 2 weeks, if not longer.
Yeah, the heartburn that sets in after it, it's one of those pleasures that's like, I know I'm going to pay for it later, but I'm doing it.
I got an idea what you can do one day. Like when you're live on your stream, you can take like your bottle of water or whatever, like drink out of it, and then just without looking, grab the Amsol quart and do like, whoa, wait a minute, wrong container, and then put it back and wait for somebody to say, I dare you, and then you do it.
Yeah. No, actually, there's a paint shop here that does my spray bombs for me, and they told me they can put anything in those spray bomb cans, anything. Yeah. And I said, can you guys put like coffee or some sort of juice in one? They said, we probably could. And I said, well, what are you using for the compressed gas? And they said that we're just using good old nitrous. So it wouldn't be harmful anyways. I say again to make me some some fake WD-40 or something. Now that's in there, a couple shots every now and then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they do that in town here at the at City Auto. Yeah. They put whatever you want, color you want in a spray can.
Yeah.
They'll put it in there, whatever color you want.
Yeah.
I want silver, blue, red, white, and orange.
And what y'all call them? Can bombs or
a spray bomb?
Yeah. Spray bombs. Oh, spray bomb.
Yeah, spray bomb.
Okay. Yeah, we just call them spray paint.
We see that we when we buy them in a big box, we call them a spray bomb because that's how we're gonna paint our car. So it's like throwing a bomb of paint at the car when it's done. It doesn't look pretty, but from a distance, she does.
Man on a fast horse will never know the difference.
Nope.
Yeah.
I had that 65 Chevy. I painted the truck camouflage. Didn't have no bed on it. I built a wooden bed for it. I painted it camouflage. It was 83 cents a quart at Walmart. For Walmart, paint the spray can with whatever brand it was, but they had it for 83 cents a can.
I bought this old truck in Edmonton. I was going to drive it back home to Calgary. It looked perfect. Go out. I bought. The guy said I just got a brand new paint job. It was a real nice looking paint job. But when I was driving down the road where the headlight is, the wind started getting underneath it and started peeling it off and blew up like a big balloon. He just took everyday latex paint and did a perfect spray bomb on that truck. But when the wind catches it, those latex, it started stretching out and just filled up like. So I'm driving down the road and I got the big balloon on the side of my truck.
Looks like a big sail.
Back in the day when I was younger, I used to work for a company that repainted barns and commercial buildings and stuff like that. We had the big airless sprayers. Lunchtime one day, this kid was bitching about his truck, being multicolored because he'd hung new fenders and all that stuff on it. We broke out the liquid mask, did all the windows and the tires and the headlights and stuff. We primered it with the red oxide primer and then painted it barn red. I mean, bright barn red. all in an hour lunch break.
Yeah.
He was super happy, and he drove that thing for like 5 years, and that paint never came off and never rusted through. I mean,
I was at Canadian Tire last year, and I bought. They had 16 cans of duplicolor candy coat silver, really nice silver, and they were selling each can like they're 1 liter cans. And they're selling them for like $6 a can. I bought them all, and I still haven't figured what I'm going to paint with it. It's like I got to have something that needs to be really, really silver.
Have you ever gone into like Napa Ed and bought like the big red cans of brake clean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how they got them stupid looking spray things on the top?
Yeah.
Have you bought a few of them that didn't have that on it?
No.
I've got 4 of them out here. And the regular little round spray things doesn't work on that.
No. Well, I've been thinking about trying to get our brake clean in bulk, but I can't buy the brand that I use in bulk.
Yeah.
And I don't want to switch brands because the stuff I have right now, I really like.
Well, when you do a comparison between volume in the can and cost of the can versus bulk, is it cheaper still to buy bulk down there? Because up here in Canada, it's twice the price as it is buying it in a can.
Yeah, it is actually cheaper here to buy it in bulk. Same way as like our motor oil. The more in bulk I buy, the better price I get. If I could get a 250 gallon tank to get our oil in, have them bring it in and pump it in, it would be like 690 or 725 now, basically for a 55 gallon drum, compared to I think I paid almost $1,100 for a 55 gallon drum the last time I bought it. So
No, it just seems to be brake cleaner and some of the solvents up here. It's like I went to go down and get some pail of brake clean. It was twice the price volume wise as me just going and buying a whole bunch of cases of the stuff in the can. It was ridiculous. Oil's still cheaper to buy in bulk up here, but I don't know. Acetone, nope. They don't like selling acetone in bulk anymore up here. You gotta selling into the small jugs. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do with it?
Well, they're trying to do away with all things related to like paint thinners and all that. They want you to only spray waterborne paint and stuff. I mean, the guy that works at the body shop down here, they've tried to get him several times to get him to switch over to waterborne paint and primers and stuff like that because they don't want to, it's supposedly more environmentally friendly.
They want to do away with hazardous stuff.
Yeah. I
mean,
waterborne's actually not that bad once you get the hang of spraying it on. It looks pretty good. It comes out nice and good.
Yeah, but it's
the durability of it, though.
You don't get that buzz while you're painting.
No. That's the thing is
that's half the fun.
That's the thing is in the woodworking industry and furniture industry, waterborne is horrible to use in the wood industry. In the automotive industry, it's not bad. But no. I'll use my good old fashioned whatever came out of the ground stain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back in December, there was a daggum shortage on paint thinner and in primer. I mean, I went and bought. We searched around, and it took. I mean, had to go all the way to Christiansburg, and he had 1 gallon of primer left because I thought I was gonna work on that truck over the winter, and I never did do it. But that junk was $200 for the gallon of primer, and I think it looks like maybe a quart of reducer or activator.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm still gonna need to go get some daggum paint thinner to break it down, so I'm ordering a little bit more.
Well, at that same time, Daryl, what you're talking about, the brake cleaner I use, Napa was having trouble getting it. So when they would get a pallet of it, they would automatically set like 6 cases back for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a lot of that stuff. I mean, but but then again, what the heck do we make in this country anymore?
Yeah.
We assemble. We don't.
Thank
assemble.
God we still have trim clad.
Yeah, I mean, we don't make anything that we assemble now, but we don't make anything anymore.
Tommy was asking, is acetone the same as cellulose thinner? I don't know the answer to that.
I'm almost going to say no.
No, because cellulose, I guess, would be kind of like the like for that foam stuff, I think, ain't it?
I'm not sure.
Or fibers or whatever.
I just know acetone will, with enough of it, it'll strip the skin off your hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 1 eyedropper will blow your wood stove sky high.
Now, how do you know that?
I made the mistake. I threw a whole bunch of rags in the burner. I didn't even give thought to which pail I grabbed because I got my burn rags and I got my ones that I have to leave outside to vent out. And I went and threw those ones in, and I went through the match in. Kabroom! Blew the whole entire stove right apart, man.
Hey, have y'all seen those guys that build them turbocharged wood stoves? I mean, they get them something so daggum hot it ain't funny. They put a turbo on a wood stove.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically my used oil burner with that blower on it.
Yeah.
We're injecting air into it.
Yeah.
And yes, I had some old gasoline, diesel fuel, little acetone, kind of all mixed, and some used motor oil all mixed into one for a lighter to get it lit.
Yeah. That's the thing. When the end of the world comes, us smart people will be popping holes in oil pans on every vehicle and running our cars and heating our homes, while everyone's fighting at the grocery store for the last loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And toilet paper. You can't forget toilet paper.
So that's the nice thing about my used oil burner. It'll burn any kind of vegetable oil, motor oil, diesel fuel, old gasoline, rotten gasoline, not regular gasoline, but rotten gasoline. Anything that's combustible liquid, it'll burn it.
And if you got an old naturally aspirated diesel sitting around, all you have to do is just take that transmission fluid and that oil, filter it a little bit, pour it in there, grab any kind of any kind of paint thinner, mix a little bit in there, and you're off and running.
Well, the guys that we use Alton synthetic oils at work, and guys at work are telling me that I won't be able to take our used oil home because it won't burn in a used oil burner, and I'm like, yes, it will.
Yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will.
And they're like, oh, no, it won't. No, I'm like, yeah, I'll prove it to you. And I shot a video of it taking used oil from our drum and running it through my burner.
What they don't realize, synthetic oil is still a chemical, and that chemical is flammable and combustible. Yeah. Like it's not like some synthetic oils do contain a very small amount of of actual oil, but most of the ones that are pure synthetic, the chemicals that they're making that oil out of are very hazardous, very toxic, and very flammable on their own.
Well, I can't light it off of it, but
No.
once it gets hot, it'll burn anything I dump in it.
Yeah.
I just tried it. I dumped a little used vegetable oil through it, and it burnt it.
Yeah, I've been burning transmission oil and for years, and transmission oil has always been synthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
You see what California is supposed to be banning diesel trucks next year?
they're I think it's 2029. I think they're gonna ban them, but they got.
I thought it was like next year or the year after.
No, they're gonna stop being able to buy trucks in California. Just diesel trucks after about next year, but by 2029, 2030 to 2034, you won't be able to run any diesel. You're not supposed to be able to run any diesel engine in California. And
I wonder how they're going to get stuff around.
Yeah.
a whole bunch of little Asian guys on
electric
bicycles.
That's
They're going to
rickshaws.
use that electric Mac. I know what they're going to do.
Well, I mean, what is they going to? Well, I mean, how?
You go to the store, just buy the cow. You'll be fine. Take the cow home.
I mean, you got to sit there and electrify your daggum reefers, because I mean that's where all the vegetables come out of in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So
and what about the trains? That runs on diesel. They got them big old EMDs and trains.
Yeah, but the trains are diesel over electricity. So
well, what it is, the diesel engines are turning the electric motor. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the life of the electric motor is the diesel, the EMD diesel engine.
Well, we're going to take the fuel tanks off and put big batteries in, and they're going to have electric motor running the generator.
Once all these laws get passed down there and supply and demand starts coming in short, it's going to be like when you cross the border, you automatically enter a Mad Max movie. And it's like, okay, I'm going back to sanity. I'm going back to Utah or something. Oh, look, back civilization. Across the border into Mexico, into California. Oh, no.
That's what I was just going to say. As soon as they start, the prices of the fruits and vegetables and stuff coming out of California get so high because there's no diesel trucks, then yes, we're going to open the borders back up to Mexico.
No, before they start banning stuff, they've got to start building the infrastructure. Like if they had electric rail that went from like to each single state and had an electric rail that went to each store, then it could be feasible. But then you'd have like, why not just bring back all the old trolley wires and hang the wires all over the place again and run everything off that? Like it's kind of ridiculous. It's going to fail. That state is going to collapse, and it's going to become a desolate no man's land, except for you're going to have these weird purple-haired people running around trying to eat you when you want to go on vacation.
Hey, my God, smile, squat.
Well, then,
come on, we go outside.
I mean,
there he comes.
They didn't already having to go out and they already recruiting the new Democratic Party. I mean, you got to look at the border down there. They're rushing the border down there now. So I mean, every prison in the world has been emptied out, and they're sending them through the bottom of the country now. So ain't no telling what we're liable to end up with.
Oh, with that, what is that, Title 42 or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it now. There's two jackasses, and on the back of them is 2 sacks of mail. One of them's going to say immigration forms, and the other one's voter registration forms.
Yeah. Hey, and the poor one with voter registration forms is going to be overloaded.
Well, voter registration are already all filled out already.
Yeah.
All they got to do is pull them out of the envelope and take them with them.
It's there's 400 and some thousand Jose's.
Yeah. Is that all?
Jesus,
Probably more like a couple million.
Jesus and Carlos and
Wands.
yeah, Juan.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. But yeah, there's. I mean, but
Let's see. I think the future of California is going to be everyone's going to be locked into that metaverse or something, whatever Google made, or that they're all going to be hooked up to computer, and they're going to have wires plugged in and power, and the human body will be like the Matrix kind of thing. They'll be powering the rich people's houses off the poor people. They'll be locked in the multiverse, living off there, and they'll have little tubes feeding them strange, like Soylent Green. You know, that's the future of California.
well, that'll be that's the thing about it. All the plebes will be out there spinning a water wheel to generate the electricity for the big dogs in California. I mean,
Don't sign it. It's a cookbook.
yeah.
You know how many young people don't even get these jokes, like the Soylent Green and don't sign it. It's a cookbook, and
Really?
Yeah, that's just the.
Oh well, I'm gonna rest up because it's probably gonna be a long day tomorrow.
All right,
Supposed
well,
to be in the 80s.
well, I appreciate you coming in there, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
see if I
good
can
to see
take
you,
some
Jeff.
pictures so I could send them.
No, come on.
I'll send them to that grumpy guy that lives out there by Ed.
Sandy will get them.
Well, I'd send it to you, but you don't never look at your messages.
Sometimes I do. It depends on where I'm at. If I'm at home, I look at them. If I'm at work, I try not to because they get a little testy.
Oh, it's kind of like watching Thomas, huh?
They get testy when I look at my phone, but yet they'll call me on my phone or text me on my phone to get a hold of me at work.
Yeah,
Well, that's different.
that's the. Yeah.
Well, have fun there, fellers.
All right.
All right,
Jeff,
see
Have
ya.
a good night,
appreciate
Jeff.
you coming in, Jeff.
Yeah.
But they want everything green, but they ain't building nothing. They ain't building nothing to replace it with. I mean, they said it'd be 2050 before they had enough damn solar panels and windmills to power this country. So why in the heck are they trying to build everything electric now? And all through the summer, California has rolling blackouts the whole time anyway. I mean, it looks like to me they better find them a better solution than electric cars. But
I think California is a social experiment to see who's going to survive a nuclear war and the end of the world: crackheads or the yuppies in the school.
yeah, well, then you get but then the thing about it is 50 years down the road they producing all this lithium, and it's no better than the daggum nuclear rods. They got to bury that junk and bury it so daggum deep so it can't reignite. You know, after it's been used so much, it can't be reused no more. So, I mean, and that's cancer producing stuff. I mean, so what? So if we got the oil and the oil to make the fuel out of, and the coal. I mean, West Virginia was sitting on enough coal to last 200 years. Why in the heck don't we use it? You think China's going to sit over there and worry about being green or purple or yellow or anything else? Nope. That's where half of the pollution comes from, right across that Pacific Ocean into California. So, I mean, so they're never going to hit the goals that they're wanting to they want to hit. So, I mean,
Just one.
There's,
We're only one good earthquake from half of California being gone, anyway. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just I wish it would hurry up and get there. I mean, not here, there. You know, make California an island, and that way they can be a nation on their own.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. I just gotta
All
go
right.
say hi to someone.
All
I
right.
mean, get it not too close to Hawaii to spoil Hawaii's view, but you know what I mean?
Yep.
The
Yeah.
oceanic view, but you know, kind of just a couple of 100 miles off the coast, like Puerto Rico. That way, California become a territory again instead of a state. It used to be a territory, now it's a state.
Yeah. Well, or let them, or just let them become their own damn country, and we take over Mexico, we replace California with, and just let California be their own, deal with their own mess out there. They create it, they fix it. So
no, let them become their own country. In about 5 years, we'll just invade them and take over. And
yeah, yeah,
Take
they'll be
take
all
them.
they'll be all crackheads and meth heads and potheads, and there won't be nothing left anyways.
Be throwing sticks and stones at them.
Yeah.
Pull my shirt. Nope. No.
Yeah, they got these companies, you know, them lithium
Police. No.
mines overseas that
Yeah.
they're supposed to be using machinery instead of
I think
people
everybody's
doing it by hand or whatever. And under 18, you know,
I am.
they still doing that. They got drones that took pictures and video of people still, and they can't hardly move, and they in the ground digging up with their hands and stuff and all that. You know, putting everything in buckets and
Quit.
assembly line and going. And that's how they mining the lithium by hand.
Well,
Like, huh? Really?
They had a big cave in over there the other day, and I think there's about 30 or 40 of them got trapped underneath all that junk when it fell. The whole cliff slid down in there. I mean,
Man.
it's but then again, what good if we can't use our stuff that we pull out of the ground, and it's not really. They can move everything away, and then there's no signs of it. It's a whole lot better than to go and create a damn big strip mine that strips everything out and all that stuff in these countries. I mean,
yeah, we let them dig holes in their country strip mine, but they don't look. Some of I forget which state it was. They want to shut down the copper mine.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Don't you need copper for electric cars?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to have copper.
They want the electric cars, but they want to stop the copper mine.
Yeah, copper and all that. I mean, it's just all that stuff they want to do away with. But then again, they ain't figured out how to get control of lithium. I mean, them lithium cars, when they catch on fire, if they get a little salt water in them, they proved that down in Florida when that hurricane come through. Those lithium cars battery powered cars caught on fire, and they could not put them out.
Say too many so done. Over with. It's over.
Or if they got the ones people wreck those Teslas and stuff like that, the daggum fire departments ain't even equipped to fight them kind of fires. So they let them sit there and burn out till they burn down to nothing. I mean, so just think of all the fumes coming out of that doggone this.
They got this electronics guy. He's up in Canada. He's got 2 Chevy Volts, one for him, one for his wife. And he was in town. He lives, I forget where. He's not far from Turner. And he's, right north of Washington, up there, that area. Oh. And there was a Tesla that caught on fire next door to a fire station. It was at the stop, there was a car at the stop sign, and the Tesla was behind the car at the stop sign. Well, that car was catching on fire, and the guy bailed out. But he had some stuff in the car that he forgot, and it was on fire. Now, the fire station there, they wasn't at that station. that they'll volunteer or whatever. You know, like we got in the States, just in Canada. So the regular firemen, paid firemen, had to come from, I don't know, a mile away or something. And they had traffic and all that. And then this guy that owns a Volt, 2 volts, he's videoing this, you know, and he was like, burn, Tesla, burn. And this guy standing next to him, don't you have 2 electric cars? He's like, yeah, but they volts, you know. Those have proven themselves, you know, not to burn down to the ground.
Daryl, I
I
got to
don't know
get
what
out of
kind
here,
of
man.
batteries they use, but
All right, yeah, I appreciate you coming in. And
We'll catch you on the next one, man.
all right,
I'm fighting to keep the eyes open.
everybody, remember Polaris on Sunday night at 7:00. So
And Mark on Saturday.
Mark now usually is maybe or may not be on Saturday night at 7:00. So sometimes Mark has been being a little bit late. So y'all still just check in on Mark to see if we popped up or not.
All right,
But
take care, everybody.
all right,
See ya, Ed. Have a good weekend.
I appreciate
Thank
you coming in.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
All right. And well, it's but it don't make any sense to all that daggum strip mining stuff that they want to do when I mean, just think of what Louisiana's going to be if they close down all the gasoline and production and all that stuff.
That ain't happening anytime soon. Like California, they pushing for next year on no brand new gas motors for sale. You know, lawn equipment, no gas lawn equipment for sale. That ain't gonna fly down here, but you know, something bad's gonna come out of all this. I'm telling you. Something bad's gonna come out. They trying to force Texas, Louisiana, and all that, and that's our income. You know, they got more self-made millionaires in South Louisiana than anywhere else in the world. Maybe not now because of all this new technology crap.
Yeah.
But back in the 70s and early 80s, there were more self-made millionaires in South Louisiana than anywhere else in the world.
Well,
all field. That's why.
Anything south of I-10 that it would, if they do away with chemicals, any kind of I mean, they make all the chemicals, they make plus all the oil and all the shrimp boats and all them boats to go out fishing and all that stuff. I mean, where in the hell? What are we supposed to do if they go to?
You can't have electric shrimp boats.
If you go to shutting down gasoline and diesel boats and cars and everything else, I mean,
okay, we won't have our big trawlers, like shrimp trawlers. You know, the big 100-foot boats that the Vietnamese, Asians own, and Americans too, though, not just Vietnamese, not Asians, just Asians. But what about these Russian trawlers? You know, they go out there and they catching all this cod or whatever, and they making fish sticks with it and fish patties and whatever, you know. They going to stop the Russian trawlers? If we going to be shut down, or are they going to be shut down?
No, and that's the kind of the things. I mean, can you imagine them taking them down big windmills and putting them right on Cape Cod up there, catching that air off the ocean? I mean, we're all them damn
all them boats are going to be top-headed.
Go to vacation every year. I mean, so I mean, it's just ridiculous some of the stuff they're coming up with. I mean,
Tommy, they Louisiana, a lot of tax. You know, all wells. You know, there's. Oh God, I can't even count the refineries down here. I can't.
And I mean, well, once they shut down all that, the thing about it is, even in say northern Louisiana, where all the damn paper mills is and all that stuff, they can't operate either because they won't have enough electricity to produce the
Yeah.
to do all that mixing and everything that they do to have to make
No.
paper out of it.
They don't realize that oil is the major component of almost everything that your house is built with.
Yep.
Yep.
Shingles, roofing shingles,
Yep.
vinyl windows, you know, these new doors, these new types of doors, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, they steel on the outside, but there's foam and, you know,
Yeah.
there's
Even
polymers and stuff
medication.
for the inside of the door for insulation.
Well, and then
Vinyl windows, carpets made with
just got oil.
byproducts of oil.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anything plastics, anything
Yeah.
rubbers, or anything. I mean, your car tires, anything rubber.
your cell
plastic.
phones, they just
Yeah.
gonna disappear from your hand.
Down
Yeah.
medication.
You know,
Yeah.
just like they're gonna melt. They're like, oh, where'd it go? Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. They shut down the oil industry.
Yeah.
You know, no more chips, transistor chips for computers. You know,
Yeah.
all that's made with byproducts of oil. And then you got Silicon Valley. You know, I mean, you have silicon in chips, electronics. You know, hey, they didn't name it Silicon Valley for nothing. Yeah, and they ain't talking about breast implants.
That's it. I mean, that's just the kind of the way it works. I mean, people don't realize how much stuff is actually made out of oil. I mean, oil or oil byproducts. I mean, and the funny thing is diesel fuel used to be what was left over after they made all that stuff out of it, and then that's why diesel fuel used to be so much cheaper than gasoline, because everything it was just a byproduct. It was something they was going to throw away to start with. I mean, now look at it. The daggum diesel fuel is at least $1 higher than the gasoline is, and I mean, I mean, it don't matter. You can't find a place to park a truck this time of the evening no more anywhere in this damn country. Okay, what in the heck are they gonna do with when you can't drive about 300 or 400 miles every day and have to shut the doggone truck off?
Yeah,
you know, and plug it in? I mean, it don't make any sense. I mean, at all.
yeah. And Rail's right. California's shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
More places than in the foot, but
yeah. Well, I
a
wish
lot of people over there need a cranial rectum operation. Get their head out there.
That's it. But they got the toughest gun laws. That's the only problem about it. There, Rail. There ain't enough guns in California.
You don't need
There ain't
guns.
enough surgeons out there to do that many cranial rectal operations.
That's it. But I mean,
you ever seen that movie Hancock? With Will Smith, he's a superhero.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a, you know,
I know that. I know the one.
Nothing animated. He's a real life human being, superhero. But and he goes to prison for something because he broke the law to protect somebody or something. So he wants to go back. He wants to be like normal or whatever. And this lawyer, you know, patty cake lawyer, says, well, why don't you just, you know, if you want to be normal, regular, because he had made friends with the lawyer's son. So anyway, so he goes to jail, you know, and promises not to use his superpowers, you know, and well, he put a lot of them guys in jail, you know, in prison. He put a lot of them in there, and he's in there himself. So they all want to gang up on him. So anyway, he takes care of like 2 or 3 of them. There's 10 of them want to get on him. He takes care of 2 or 3, and he says, the next one that comes after me, I'm going to put your head in your arse, rectum. And then there was 2 guys that went to get on him, and he shoved one guy's head up the other guy's But
Yeah.
and everybody's doing, oh, I didn't think that was possible. Oh, everybody left him alone. You know, left Hancock alone.
Yeah. Yeah, Rail. If California keeps up, we're gonna have to we're gonna find out how to put a wall up around California out there. So
Yeah, keep them out, huh?
keep them from coming over here and liberating the rest of the daggum country. I mean,
Oh boy, that's all we need.
yeah, I mean,
It's not going to end up good. That's all I got to say. It's
no.
not going to end up good. But
No,
Louisiana
I
and
mean,
Texas wanted to seed anyway. What,
yeah,
20 years ago?
yeah. I mean, and they're the only thing about it is Texas has been their own country before, and they still have a right to go back and get their become their own country again.
And I think Louisiana does too.
I mean,
Because Louisiana's going to file a suit with Texas. That's what the plan was 20 years ago or whatever.
yeah.
Well, that's going to, I don't know what kind of dog that is, but he's not going to be a big dog.
No, but she's a mean ass dog.
She'll get that puppy out of her though. She'll
Yeah,
grow out that
hopefully.
puppy stage at about 8 months old.
Hopefully.
You got to put up with her until then though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still it's
She's
June before we can get her fixed, and after we get her fixed, she'll calm down a little bit. But
Oh, it's a female?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I mean, look at my arms there, Cajun. I kind of look like
Oh, look like you've been to the hospital about 10 times.
look like the doggone tracks off one of them daggum.
Yeah, you look worse than I did when I came out of the hospital for that 3-week stint. I was a pincushion every day,
Yeah,
all day.
that's
got to start teaching her because she don't know.
hey Tyler.
Me and Missy went to do some blood work yesterday. We got to do it at least once a year. Every 6 months, once a year, whatever. Missy had to do it every 6 months for sure. And then, anyway, it's been a while, so it's been a year for me, maybe for Missy too. So we both went to Eunice Lab here, and it's not like going to the hospital, to the lab at the hospital, because you got to sit down, you got to sign in at the hospital, you got to wait to call your name for registration, which it's not a big deal, small town, They had one person ahead of us, and there's 3 workers in registration. So immediately they called Melissa. It was for x-rays though.
Yeah.
So, but still in all for the lab though, for blood work, because we used to go over there for the blood work until a friend of mine says, hey, my daughter goes to the lab. Where's it at? On Moosa. But right, you know where the old hospital was? Yeah. Right there at Dr. Stern's office. I said, oh yeah, I know where it's at. He said, that building before Dr. Stern's is Eunice Lab. I said, it sure is. I said, but that's for companies and stuff, to piss tests and blood tests and stuff for companies. No, you can just walk in, give me your insurance card, and the next time you go, you just show them your driver's license. I'm like, okay. So we did. We went over there. Well, brought her before I started doing blood work. And in and out, just like that. Once you walk in, they take you right away because there's nobody knows about it. Just a few people in town know about it. So everybody goes to the hospital and they wait 40 minutes to get their blood work done, or to take blood.
Yeah.
So we went and got our blood work done. Missy went first. We both in the same room. I was standing up at the door and she's sitting in the chair with that, like a school chair almost, So stuck her and then she got up. She said, okay, right there. She said, feel big stick. I'm like, well, good luck with finding a good spot on me. But she didn't even feel it. I mean, she's that good. Didn't even feel that needle going in. And it was a good sized needle too. Wasn't no itty bitty.
Well, there's
So she said, "What you was saying now?" I said, "Never mind." No, I said, I was gonna say good luck with finding a good spot to jab me, because when I was in the hospital, man, they had to find some new veins. They was going in my hands to draw blood. Because my veins, look, you can see big thick veins everywhere in there, and they was going in there to get blood. Man, they were sticking me everywhere for 3 weeks.
well, that's the way they did to Lisa. They done her, stuck her over 300 times and
My left arm was black.
in 2 days. I mean, when she lost the baby. I mean,
oh boy, sorry.
Tommy, you got a good point there about no Vaseline without petroleum jelly. I mean, that's
right.
that ain't gonna work either. So,
but we were talking about the dog. Him nipping on you and stuff, biting on you. That's what I looked like when I came out of the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize it was that bad until I took a shower last night, and I got out of the shower and stood in front of the mirror, and I said, holy cow. I mean,
you wasn't talking about your belly neither. You was talking about your bite marks.
Yeah. If things don't change pretty quick, I'm gonna have to get some pliers out and start pliers and files, I reckon.
I have to discipline her.
And start working on some teeth.
File them pointy teeth now.
Yeah.
Hey, I got one right here on the bottom.
Yeah.
I got one. I passed an emery board on it because it picks it. I got a callus on my gums up here.
Mm-hmm.
I got a callus of where that thing hits at when I eat. I got a callus where that thing then rubbed it raw, and then it made a callus just like on your hands right there. I got a hard callus on there.
Yeah. Well, I got.
But it's pointed, man, and it's taller than the other teeth a little bit. And I gotta take that emery cloth and do like that. I mean, that emery board and do that. File that point down.
Yeah.
And it keeps coming back. I guess a little piece of the tooth breaks.
Yeah.
When I eat something hard, but I don't know how it breaks because I ain't got nothing on top to, clash with that tooth.
Yeah.
Unless it's just that weak, the enamel done gone or whatever.
Well, I got to go to the dentist, I think next week or the week after next or something or other. And
well, we went today. We had a dentist appointment today, both at the same at 1 o'clock. I had them tires put on. I had 2 tires put on my Jeep that Johnny gave me, and went to Doug Stacks. He's on YouTube. Doug Stacks was his name, but it's Grumpy Stacks now.
Yeah.
And he comes in my live streams every now and then.
Yeah, I've seen him around.
Before. Yeah. So went there. Then we went to we got us a burger at our favorite place, the best kept secret in town, Frosty's over there. We got us a burger while we were there in Ville Platte. Boy, and they went up too. It's $4.50 for a burger instead of $2.
Yeah.
Anyway, dentist wasn't far. Went over there and dental nurse came out. Y'all here for y'all 1 o'clock? Yeah, yes, ma'am. And she was like, she said, well, okay. She got Missy's driver's license. She didn't need mine because I was already a patient.
Yeah.
Missy's new patient, so they got to make copies. And then she was looking like, okay, we don't take your insurance in. I'm like, what? They say, yeah, she's on a sliding scale. It's $50 minimum for her. Yeah. So she said, we don't take your insurance anymore. That happened at the first of the year. So I'm like, well, she was like, so now you on the sliding scale, $50. I'm like, oh, well, that was $100 right there. So I'm like, well, we didn't budget none of that in for this month. So she said, okay. So I'm gonna get Duos, the one that did my impressions, doing my top plate.
Yeah.
Like I got a thing from DentaQuest today, my insurance. And they said they, approved the dentures, top dentures.
And
But anyway, he asked me if I wanted him to do the bottoms, extract all the bottoms, half at it one time. I'm like, well, I already got an appointment, but I'm gonna just tell him I canceled it so he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they had said they didn't take adults, just kids with DentaQuest, that my
Yeah.
insurance, because it's like $10 a month or something, and it's real cheap. So now I'm gonna have him say, yeah, well, if you want to do it, do it. Pull half now and then the other half later. 3 weeks after that. That way I can eat on this side at least.
Yeah.
Not all of them at the same time. When I go in for my top plate for the fitting to see how everything fits and if they got to send them back or whatever, I'll tell them then. Yeah, I'll let you pull them.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of teeth that's going to be worked on whenever I go this week, so I'll probably be going back and forth for a few trips, but
Well, at least it wasn't a wasted trip to Villeplatte,
mm-hmm.
because I needed those tires put on the Jeep. Johnny gave me 2, and they were 265, 70, 16. So those are wide,
Yeah.
265s. And I got 235s on the Jeep. That's what came from the factory, 235.
Yeah.
But these are about that much wider. You can tell too.
Yeah.
Those 2 are on the back, and then 235s on the front.
So you made it home, Mr. Walmart?
Yes, sir. About half hour, 45 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a long day today.
How many trucks?
Well, it was only a 6-hour day today, but we still threw 100,000.
100,000 pounds or units or
100,000 cases.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
unloading or loading?
Hello.
Unloading or loading?
no, I load.
He loads
okay.
trucks.
Yeah, well, I've seen you work already, but I didn't know if you were loading
Yeah,
in a trailer or in a
so
certain place at Walmart or what.
yeah, my main job, my title is a shipping loader. So typically I would be in trailers, loading trailers.
You had a distribution
Yeah.
center.
Yeah. He's
Okay,
at
big
the-
Walmart warehouse.
Yeah.
Loading a Walmart truck going to a Walmart or a couple of Walmarts or whatever. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other job that I do is an area we call neighborhood market, which is like the grocery stores, the Walmart
Oh
grocery.
yeah.
And we end up taking everything off the lines and we palletize all that stuff.
South Carolina.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm either
Hey, everything got.
loading a trailer.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, I mean, I feel for you there, Mike. I mean, I've been in them daggum trailers unloading them sun guns all day long. I mean, and we'd had to set up. I mean, at least you got rollers you pull in and let them, then you push them back out. We had to take boxes of the product and make the thing the set of rollers on. And if you didn't have them sun guns on exactly level, that junk would go all over the place, all over the floor and everything.
I'm gonna move y'all over a little bit at a different angle.
Yeah,
I got a few things to do on my cork board up there. I emptied it off, and I got a bunch of stuff to rehang, electronic parts and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna re-angle y'all.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, that, and then the temperature is starting to heat up out there where you're at.
Oh yeah. It was see, normally I don't go until normally I don't work until this hour, so it's usually a little cooler when I get there.
Yeah.
Today already 75 outside temperature, and any trailer sitting at 95 to 100 degrees easy. And because they actually they bring you back a trailer. They bring you back an empty trailer after you fill the one you're in.
Mhm.
Supposed to check to make sure the doors are open before they bring the trailer back to you. This one wasn't open. I open up the door and I already know all the heat comes blasting right out at me. And then I just gotta go, like remind the driver, like, hey, can you let your drivers know? Don't bring trailers to the doors that aren't open, or else these guys are gonna be walking into saunas. And
And
then heaven
that's
forbid your doesn't work on your lane. I mean, shit, they got fans there, but they don't always work, and they take forever to get them fixed. So you
yeah,
could end up in a sauna working,
yeah.
So yeah, I just
Well, you at least, I mean, look at it this way, Mike. You ain't got to go to the gym every evening when you get off work.
That's
I
what I
mean,
say. You lost any weight.
the more I work trailers, these shoulders get bigger. I'm good with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm good with that. I feel it in my shoulders every night and my hands. I don't know if it's just me getting older or what, but sometimes my hands just don't want to grab the boxes like they're supposed to.
Yeah,
And I grab it, it just slips right between my fingers, and I'm like, what the hell?
yeah. I
He's gonna be
mean,
like us. He's
but
going to the
you,
doctor. The doctor will say, "Oh, your body's doing all the hell."
yeah, the older you get, the worse it's gonna be too. I mean, but
Oh yeah.
I mean, but then again, you're probably being a lot healthier than 99% of us out here. So I can't say nothing.
Ah.
Yeah.
Even with elements, I'm sure I'm probably less than you right now. Fine, I'm a heavy smoker, heavy drinker, heavy smoker. I'm sure even with what you got going on, you're doing a little bit better than me.
I don't know.
No, because what I'm doing, what happens is it's like a ball rolling off the table. You know what I'm saying? Like the ball's rolling along the table, I'm doing just fine. But one of these days, that ball's gonna fall off the table, and that's gonna be me on the floor.
Yeah.
It
Well,
won't be casual. It'll just be sudden.
yeah, but do y'all really do y'all have anybody that does that in the summertime? That just gets down, just fall, just basically can't do it anymore. I mean,
It-
they be overheated and all that stuff, and just
oh yeah, we every summer, there's gonna be at least one guy a day, that's gotta walk off that dock.
uh-huh.
At least, because you cannot handle it every single day like we do. You just can't.
Uh,
And sometimes it's the younger guys. Uh, sometimes it's the younger guys. Um, and it's just because they're not taking care of themselves properly before work.
yeah,
I drink beer, but I drink a ton of water as well. Because without that water intake, I'm screwed.
yeah,
I'll sweat out all that water in a good 20, 30 minutes in those trailers. And if I'm not putting it back regularly, it just screws your body up. And that's what ends up happening. These guys go out and party all night, super dehydrated.
Some Pedialyte.
yeah.
Yeah. And it can't handle it. We had two guys last year pass out. One guy actually fell over on the lane set that we have there, the metal lane set, and cracked his
Mm,
skull.
ouch.
And one guy ended up making it back to the office before he passed out. But
Yeah,
it's really a hazard of our job. And no matter how the company says it can be prevented, lots of times it isn't. I mean, 2 years ago, we had a guy that had a freaking stroke from the heat.
yeah,
He didn't end up with heat stroke like you think he would. He ended up with an actual stroke, heart attack, and fell over.
yeah,
And the company still blamed him. I'm like, what? So
yeah.
yeah, he actually got written up for. He got written up for having a heart attack at the trailer.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh my
how
God.
bad this shit is these days, man.
Well,
Like what?
yeah,
Like, am I gonna get written up if I die in a trailer? I mean, really? You know?
yeah, they're gonna be chasing after the hearse to get you to sign the write up part of paper.
The the write up is gonna say employee was not available to attend investigation, so company finds employee fault. I've
Yeah, I mean, it's
the company, the one I work for, you cannot be human. You
yeah,
cannot. You're only respected if you do loads of overtime. If you go home for personal issues, that's frowned upon. You know, I don't. What the hell happened? You know, because I know 20 years ago for sure it wasn't this way.
Greed.
it's all
Money.
comes down to money.
Everybody wants to
I
eat.
mean,
Sad, man. Super sad.
I mean, now you go to the damn the minimum wage went up to I think it's like $12 to $14 around here, and
All the dining
now
rooms at the
now all the daggone and then these fast food joints are not still ain't even opening up their daggum for you to go in and sit down and eat. You got to go through the drive-through to get anything to eat.
You guys
And,
still
yeah,
Holy.
it's still that way around here.
Holy shit, man! We don't even wear masks around here no more. What the?
We
You know,
No, we don't
That's
wear a
not
mask
mandatory.
or anything like that. But I mean, but the people the government still must be paying too many damn people not to work because I mean, before COVID, it was they could keep people working, but now they do one and then going through the drive-throughs, they do one car at a time. They get you. They do take one order at the daggum time. You got to sit. Most time you got to sit at the doggone board and look at it for 5 or 10 minutes while they say, "Hold on, they ain't got enough daggum employees to run over there and grab the sandwiches and bring them back to the doggone." I said it actually you could go in. You used to go into a restaurant and get your food faster. Then and sit down and eat. Then you can actually go through a drive-through right here now. I mean,
I would stay with a local Lori's restaurant. I'd rather pay a little bit more money and support Lori.
I mean, that's just well.
Shit,
that's
you can't
just
get under $30.
I mean, you go and then they want dentists $25 if we get a daggum combo meal. I mean, and just so it's.
If I'm gonna buy that, we're gonna spend money at times and support
so.
my friend of mine.
I mean, so you try to support the local business, but they got their hours so daggum short that nowadays they don't even stay open all day. So,
that's one thing. That is one thing that I did get annoyed with when I traveled to the East Coast, because pretty anywhere in I would say at least the Northeast Coast, not so much Florida or like the touristy states, but like the regular states, everything shut down at like 8:00 at night.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, that was I'm driving a truck. That was when I was getting up to get ready to run. I mean, it's 7 or 8 o'clock at night, but everything closed down. I mean, because you can't find a place to park at night anymore. So, I mean, so that I'd rather run at night, but it's cooler and a lot less traffic. But
right, because if you don't get that right parking window, you're screwed.
Yeah,
you're screwed. You're like, I can make
got where you can reserve
yeah. Yeah, now half the places around here now is you got to call ahead and reserve a parking spot, and that costs you $20-some a night. I mean, damn. I mean, used to be I could get it if I'm gonna pay $20-some a night, I'd spend another $10 and get a motel room. I mean,
Yeah.
But it's gotten ridiculous anymore. I mean, it's gotten to the point where, and like I said, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to tell you which damn truck stop I'm going to be stopping at that night, because I don't know how far I'm going to be, how traffic's going to run that day.
Exactly.
I mean, so
Exactly. You never know it on the road. You could look and guesstimate by miles and speed, and yeah, I should be right here by the end of the night. But guess what? Doesn't always work that way.
Always go to Walmart. They finally got the shelf stocked with it.
Sometimes I knew I can make Albuquerque from where was I? I was in North California, and I knew I could make Albuquerque on time. Like I could get there at night and I'll be good to go. Nope, that didn't happen. Didn't make it to Albuquerque. Ended up like in Winslow, Arizona or something. And that's just because of stupid wrecks, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and then you get to a black place supposed to pick up. It's supposed to be ready at 8 o'clock in the morning. You get there, and it's almost 8 o'clock that night before you get there, but they still expect you to deliver it by the next morning.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
so Walmart has done something a little different there. Walmart as a company, the truck division or transportation division, would set the appointments for the drivers.
Yeah.
And we knew what trailers we would have, when they were coming, what was blah, blah, blah. Well, now we decided to let the drivers make their own appointments.
Uh-oh.
Instead of having a consistent 200-300 trailers in the yard to unload and work, now like sometimes 100, sometimes 80, sometimes 500.
Well, I mean, they're desperate out there for truck drivers. I mean, used to be somebody had to die. You had to know somebody that died somewhere, and that knowed somebody else that kissed somebody else's ass to get a job at Walmart. But I mean, that was the only way you could get a job, driving a truck. But now they can't. Now they can't even find drivers to drive a truck. I mean,
they just did a big on the road driver program for employees.
Yeah,
that's how bad they need drivers.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them advertise $125,000 for our store employees to come out here and we'll learn to drive. You used to have a minimum. They used to have a minimum of 5 years.
John Perry told
without a minimum, with no accidents, no nothing to get on with Walmart. But
I remember that it was hard to get on as a Walmart trucker. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And now they can. Now even Walmart can't get it. I mean, it's to get on with Walmart. It's a pain in their butt. I mean,
funny because just today I one of our employees from our warehouse went into the driver program a few months back, and I seen him back at our DC with his white Walmart driver thing, and I was like, "Holy smokes, you're already driving, huh?" He's like, "Yep, they're going quick."
Well,
yeah, good luck.
I had a few Walmart regular drivers. They were regional, so they was on that same route, from this area to this area, back and forth.
Yep.
And they used to come in and get radio work done. And this one guy, he was kind of a mechanic, and he knew what he was doing. And he also fixed windshields. Them little bullseyes and cracks.
Yeah.
Windshield cracks. He had this little apparatus that looked like a suction cup. Well, it was a suction cup that went on that windshield, because this girl, the assistant manager at the fuel desk at Tiger Truck Stop, brand new car. It was a Toyota something. I forget.
Yeah.
And anyway, she got one of them little bullseye chips on the windshield. And this guy came and fixed it for her. It didn't take him but 10 minutes to force that acrylic whatever in that windshield. and it didn't even look like nothing. And 2 years later, not a blemish on that windshield.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's something else though. But like I said, I mean, you remember the time though, Cajun, when you could not, you had to know somebody that died that's knowed somebody else that kissed somebody's ass in order to get a job driving a truck for Walmart.
Yeah. Well, I was a candidate for that. This guy wanted me, this buddy of mine, when I fixed the windshields.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I can get you on Walmart with your experience. I can get you on Walmart like that. Because that's the time when CDLs were coming out. And I got mine before the deadline. And we had them down in South Louisiana. I don't know about everywhere in the country, but they had a few companies, big companies, that offered the tests. There wasn't no classes.
Yeah.
They rented like the American Legion Hall or whatever, set up all the tables and chairs, and to test for the CDL. Now you have to study on your own or know, all that. Because I just had my regular chauffeur's license, because that's all you needed was that the highest chauffeur's license they had, in your state or whatever. And so I got my CDL before the deadline, but they had these test halls, they call them.
Yeah.
And it was Halston Oil that rented American Legion Hall. And me and some buddies, and then a buddy of mine was a truck driver, Spider-Man. When he finished his gravel haul, he was his last load, picked me up at my shop, my radio shop. We went all the way to Jennings. Okay, that was about an hour drive in his truck, hour 10 minutes. Pull up at Jennings at the test hall. American Legion, and all my buddies, Bo Cephas was there, Toothpick was there, one of my cousins. They were all truck drivers. And here my buddy, Carlton East, I forget his handle on the radio. Anyway, he's like, hey, what's the answer for, man, I didn't even look at him, because this woman plainly said, if I hear anybody or catch anybody cheating, I'll pull your license out of your wallet. You are not going to get a CDL. That was a mean woman. I mean, she came from the DMV. Okay.
Yeah. Well, when I got my first.
She said, if y'all don't believe me, y'all test me.
Well, when I got my first permit to drive a truck, I was with running with the old man, so I had my South Carolina permit, but everything we wouldn't run in South Carolina that much. But I mean, I was 18 years old. I wasn't supposed to be driving out of state or anything, but I mean, I had my permit and all this stuff. Well, the way I got it was I had a friend that worked for Consolidated Freightways, Cornflakes, and he actually brought me copies of the three different. They had three in the state of South Carolina. They had three different tests. Okay, and he brought me copies of all three of the tests. So I just I mean, so I got my permit, but in between the times, I would run. I rode with the old man, and I would run certain stretches of highway, where there wasn't that crowded and stuff like that. So the old man could get him 3 or 4 hours nap and stuff like that. But he never would run a damn logbook. So, but we got down, and well, by the time I turned 21, he was already starting to get. He'd already got. Mom had already died. Mama had died, and he was and he was starting to go downhill. So, you know, I wasn't able to. I didn't have any trucks to go get my license in. You know, when I turned 21, and so I mean, so I was working in a mill. So, I mean, I worked building water heaters for 6 years, and then
See, I was grandfathered in because
yeah,
I had a chauffeur's license. You know, the
yeah.
highest you can get in
Well,
Louisiana
I would,
or
but like I
any
said,
state.
like
So
I
I was
said,
grandfathered in. When I took my test, I was grandfathered in. I had to show him my chauffeur's license, and then she graded my tests. All my tests, I failed one. It was for doubles. I didn't know the first thing about doubles at all, nothing. There was some questions in there about hanging meat, swinging meat, you know, like
yeah,
beef, you know, side of beefs and swinging meat and what happens when you start veering your weight shifts and this and that. Well, I kind of it wasn't that I missed. It was something else on that test that I missed. But I had my Tankerman's, uh, you know, natural your brakes, your
yeah,
GP general, your general
yeah,
GP general principle, general brakes, in my Tankerman's. I had all of them, but the doubles. Now I failed out. So it didn't matter. I didn't have to pay. This was free. The only thing I had to do was pay for them endorsements, you
yeah,
know, and all of that. I think my chauffeur's cost, when it was all said and done, I think it was $125, I want to say.
yeah.
Something
Well,
like that. But that was a drop in the bucket for me, man. I had my radio shop. I was making money. Well, this guy, this Walmart driver, said, man, with your experience, I can get you on and you be making bank. And team, and his team, okay, that he was running team. They was going not just in their little region, but they had a right. They would go to, put it this way, 8 hours enough for one driver or whatever it was, and then the other driver take over, and then 2 days later they were back.
yeah,
So it was like a 3-day round trip, I think, for them. But they were delivering, picking up, delivering that one, picking up. They had stops. They 3 stops, I think it was. And then they'd come back and do the same thing with a load, pick up an empty, load, pick up empty, and you know, they was relaying is what they were doing.
yeah.
Dropping hooks.
Well, there was, but I mean, I mean, my chauffeurs. I mean, I had the permit for the chauffeur, but I wasn't old. I wasn't old enough to go out of state. So, you know, I could have run in state of South Carolina 18.
You had to be 19 to get out of state.
You had to go. You had to be 21 to go out of state.
21. That's what it was. Okay.
So I did. I kind of just let them go. You know, didn't keep them renewed. You know, but so I mean, like I said, I worked in a mill. I was working in a body shop half the time, running with the old man half the time. So I mean, it was just constantly going, and so. But I got to, you know, got down to the when he died. I didn't really have any. I had to stay home. I had a 16-year-old brother, and he was at that age. He thought he was gonna rule the frigging world. So I had to stay home till he got of age. I mean,
oh boy.
so I went. The day he graduated boot camp for the Marines, I went over. I had to go to Columbia, South Carolina, to meet the Snyder recruiter, and I had to spend a year driving for Snyder, and
A whole year.
a whole damn year.
Wow.
But that is about the damn nothing that's damn. I mean, nothing that's damn company I ever worked for, but.
Oh, they used to have a bunch of Snyder jokes, just like J.B. Hunt jokes.
J.B. Hunt and Snyder.
They had the J.B. Hunt driver went crazy one day, and man, he started knocking down barricades and running over them them safety cones, you know, for traffic, construction. He's running over that, and his truck finally ran out of juice and diesel. And when the troopers asked him, they had him in cuffs. Man, what the heck set you off? He said, man, y'all didn't see all them Snyder eggs on the road. I have to kill them all. Some Snyder had them orange trucks.
Yeah.
I had to kill all them Snyder eggs.
Well, I used to tell more Snyder jokes than everybody else, so they'd leave me alone. But I mean, I had one day. He come up behind me. I mean, he was running empty, and all of a sudden it went down to, going across that Pennsylvania Turnpike. It went down to one lane, go in the direction we were going west. He said, Snyder, you got to mash that damn pedal. You can't change. Another one of you damn rookie Snyder driver can't change gears going up the hill. I said, I messed with him there for a little bit. I said, driver, how'd you know I was a rookie Snyder driver? I said, I picked up this truck over in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which ain't about an hour away from where we was at the time. I said, I've been mashing this pedal for 4 hours as hard as I can with my right foot. I said, I mashed the pedal on the left, and it won't seem to get me up the hill any faster either. I said, what happened if I mashed the middle pedal? Would that get me up this hill faster since you're so experienced? And I reached over and touched the trolley valve on upside the steering wheel. I touched it, the brake lights come on, and he was running in. He was an empty flatbed, so he locked that damn truck. All you could see was smoke rolling out his tires because he was all up in the back, almost into the back end of it. But I didn't let up off the gas, fuel or nothing. But he said, and everybody that was on the road that day, they seen what happened. And I had 48,000 pounds in that damn trailer. I mean, I was doing everything I possibly could to get that daggum load up the hill. It didn't matter whether you was a Snyder truck or whether you was a daggum
underpowered and not enough gears.
That's it. I mean, so it wouldn't make no damn big difference regardless of who I was driving for at that time. I wasn't going up that hill no that much faster. So everybody turned around and started. They give him hell the rest. I think it was about 3 miles climbing that damn mountain. They give him hell the whole way up through there. And right as we got to the top up there, there's tunnels, come on the tunnels, and they open up the lane for the tunnel, to go through the tunnel. And here he come flying past me like I was sitting still. And he come by me with blowing the horn and giving me the number one for the day, And I said, sir, can I ask you one more question since you're so experienced and all this stuff? I said, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm number one for the day? My dispatcher done told me I was number one for the week. So I hope you have a good week. And shut the fuck up, Snyder. I mean, as far as I could hear him going, everybody was still dragging that daggone truck driver as hard as they could. They left me alone. They left me alone for a good 3 hours.
I tell you what, they was making, popping jokes of J.B. Hunt and all that, and Snyder, J.B. Hunt. That's one J.B. Hunt driver. He was at a truck stop, and it was getting crowded, getting dark, and it was getting crowded. And these guys he could tell they were this J.B. Hunt driver can tell they were in the parking lot. And he went up and he grabbed a freaking pistol, and everybody that was holding the mic, he shot. He got like 20 truck drivers before he ran out of water.
But I mean, they did that. They ragged him all the way across that damn Pennsylvania Turnpike. I mean, but But when you pull in 48,000 pounds, you grossed out. You can't go but so damn fast climbing a damn mountain. I mean, I don't care how good your truck is, and all
Well,
this stuff.
unless you got 600 horses
Yeah.
and a 13 speed or 15 speed where the gears are real close together,
Yeah.
you can pop them going up that mountain steady.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I wouldn't, but I didn't have but a daggum 9-speed and probably a 290 underneath the hood. I mean, underneath the cab. I mean, so, but when I quit them bastards, I mean, when I quit them, I told them, I told my dispatcher, I said, he said, you can't come to Charlotte. I mean, I'm 100 miles from Charlotte. Well, you got to pick up this load. I said, I ain't picking it up. I've been out for 6 or 7, 8 weeks. And I said, I'm going home this week. I've told you for 3 weeks that I needed to be home on this date. And he said, well, you can't, you got to pick this other load up and take it the other direction. I said, I'll pick it up and bring it to Charlotte. He said, why would I want you to bring it 100 and some miles out of the way? I said, well, because I told you I'm gonna be home this week, regardless of what the hell you say. You pushed me enough now. I mean, it was right at my 1 year mark, right before my 1 year mark. And I said, no. I said, you take that load and shove it up your ass because I'm coming to Charlotte. Just as soon as I got, I was sitting there empty. So I cranked it. I said, you got this fancy down, this was back when the Qualcomm and all that stuff, Schneider and some of the great big companies had that stuff. Any of the others didn't have it. I said, I'm gonna tell you what, I said, all I can say is you better not be there when I get to Charlotte. I made it to Charlotte in less than an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, over 100 miles away. I mean, everybody thought that truck was governed back. It wasn't governed back. I had to hold it at 55 mile an hour. I mean, that was because of my bonuses and all that stuff. But I told him, I said, this truck's going to be in Charlotte. And when I get there, you best not be nowhere I can find you. And when I come in the damn gate, there was another Schneider truck right in front of me. I followed him through the damn gate when it opened up. I had that truck basically on 9 wheels when I went around that corner. I set the air brakes, and by the time I set the air brakes, I was done out the damn truck. The truck come to a sliding stop right at the fuel pumps, and I went right straight for the dispatch office. And when I run in there, of course, that bastard went out the back, going out the damn parking lot, and he was squalling tires getting out that damn parking lot. I mean, he supposed to have 15 more minutes to work, but he got the hell out of there. And the last message he sent me said, "You clean out your truck when you get here." I said, "That ain't no fucking problem." I said, my pickup truck sitting right outside there. I didn't had it. I already had my pickup truck staged in Charlotte. So, hey, Bo, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, Bo. The company I drove for before I had my second truck and then leased on to them was Port Ag. And they had all brand new Peterbilts when I got on with them. All brand new. They're tandem dumps. Now, these are all dump wagons. And they're 18-wheeler dumps. Okay? All brand new Peterbilts. No air conditioners in them.
No air
conditioners. The owners, Timmy Gwynn and them, the Gwynn brothers, they had another construction company, Gwynn Brothers Construction, and then at Port Ag. Aggregate, and no air conditioning. They cheaped out on everything, and they had these little 230 horse Caterpillars.
Oh my!
Under the hood, yeah, and 7-speed. Yeah, not even a good 9-speed. I mean, a 9-speed would have been way more decent, or 10-speed at least. Man, well, they had one truck. Had a 350 Cummins and a 13-speed. and that was for hauling the heavy equipment.
Yeah.
And now that was a truck. Now we had a yard in Westlake, which is across from Lake Charles. They got a little town there called Westlake. We had a yard at Westlake, and you had to go underneath the bridge, the Lake Charles Bridge, that big steep bridge, and pull a bear head and then went over. And that's the one with cross pistols, the handrail, all the rail going up and down the whole length of the bridge is cross pistols.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's Lake Charles is known for Lafitte, Jean Lafitte, and they'd have contraband days and stuff. So they had the old style pistols, and they were crossed like that. Well, we had to go under the bridge, get on the side, on that whichever. Like now, if you was heading back east, you got on the Interstate 10. You got on I-10, almost at the foot of the bridge. You caught 2 gears with them 7-speed, and that was it. If you was like in 3rd gear, you went to 5th, and you were going up the bridge, and you have to come back down to 4th, 3rd, sometimes 2nd gear. It depended on how heavy loaded you were, because you always went across that bridge loaded, coming out of that yard. Okay. Now, when you was going home, wherever you dumped at, you went back to Jennings a different route. It wasn't bad going up empty. If you were doing 65, you had enough ass to get up there, drop 2 gears, and you were over the top. Well, that 350 Cummins and 13 speed, I was catching gears all the way up. That truck had some power, and it was geared right. I forget what they had for rear ends on that thing, but it was geared right.
Well, there's a guy that we were, we had our own shop cleaning up cars, and this car dealer asked me one day. He said, "You want to ride down to the auction with me?" He was going to a farm auction type thing, and he bought this GMC semi truck, and he said, all right, I want you to. He said, "You know how to drive a semi back home, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I can drive it." I said, I ain't got no license to drive it right now, but I said, but I can drive it. He said, "All right." He knew I'd been I drove with the old man for years, but so he handed me good deal, Bo. And he
Damn.
Anyway, I drove that truck home, and that son of a gun was geared for a daggum yard truck. I mean, it would not. That son of a gun would not get over 30 mile an hour in top gear. I mean,
dang.
And this car dealer, he'd been a truck driver too,
I've been under the hood.
He had his own truck and all that stuff, but he had had a heart attack, and he was driving his wrecker and had something behind a farm truck behind his wrecker. Well, so he pulled over up the road, and he said, Where?" He said, "I didn't know where you went to." I said, "Well," "this truck is geared for a doggone yard truck." I said, "Either that or I don't know how to change gears in it or something." And he said, "That truck can't be that damn slow." I said, "Well, you get up in here and drive this damn thing then." We took it down the daggone road and hit the fastest he could get. It was 30 mile an hour. And he said, "Damn." He said, I believe I screwed up buying this daggone thing. But but anyway,
I got a new tool in.
Anyway, he got it. And I went back to driving it. I mean, it took us hour to go 30 miles. I mean, I told him to stay behind me with that damn wrecker because if I get pulled over, he's the only damn one that can get us off the damn road because I ain't got no damn CDL in my pocket.
If they'd have had a Cummins in it, I'd have had that hood up. And like, where's my number 11 button at?
Yeah. Well, we didn't have none of that with us. I mean, I think
I know guys that used to own that had drove Cummins.
Yeah.
And if they had to switch a truck, they put their button in it. I know they had to do a few other things also,
Yeah,
but they didn't want no slow truck.
No, the old man.
They knew what they were doing. Put it that way. They were mechanics also.
The old man loved his Cummins parts. I mean.
Oh, hell yeah.
But
I had a 290 and a 350. Those are good engines.
Well, his was mostly what he drove. A lot of it was 290, shiny 290s.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but we had them damn. He had them damn old 230. One guy he worked for had a. Okay, Bo, we'll talk with you later.
Oh shit!
See you later, Bo.
And then I hit but then he would his boss man would go buy pure alcohol and pour in each damn tank in that shiny 290 if he had to go across I-20 because they couldn't even pull them damn little hills going from South Carolina to Georgia. Them ain't but a little roll in the hills, And
I had a 290 and that International 4300 I had, and a guy made me a good deal on a 350.
Yeah.
And he put it in, and he wanted that 290. I think he bought his son a truck, and his son wanted a 350, and he was like, no, because he was a greenhorn.
Yeah.
So he wanted that 290, but he wanted it for a reason more than that. I think he wanted to get a little more power out of it or something. Well, ain't the same block, 290 and 350 the same block?
I don't remember.
Something like that. They looked alike. Look here what I got.
Yeah.
That's a 1/4-inch driver extension.
Cool.
Put this side here in the 1/4-inch impact.
Yeah.
And you put your tool, whatever, in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the locking thing just like the impact does. Like mine, it's a slide up and take out, or slide up and put in. This one is like you can do like that and it'll drop out. I wish my 1/4-inch impact was like that, but it's a pull up, then you insert the bit into it. But I got that extension. I think it's 7 inches, I think.
Yeah, I think
that's good for going through.
Yeah,
like drawer bins and stuff. Well, because that drill can't fit in certain things, But this will get in there where the drill don't have to get in there. $2. $2.
Good deal.
Timu. TNMU.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of commercials on that.
Let me interrupt just real quick. I'm gonna say goodnight. My son and I go to the mall and go pick up Mom's Mother's Day gift real quick.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah, me and Missy gotta do that.
Appreciate it, there, Mike, and y'all have a good one.
All right,
take it easy, Mike.
Talk with you next week.
All right, buddy. See ya.
All right. Good night. Yeah. Yeah, I had that sounded like a daggum holster, Wayne, back in them days. Back in the good old days when they wasn't electronic and all that BS where the damn computers told them what to do and all that stuff. I mean,
I do. Shiny 290 with 18 speed. I love a 13 speed or 15. I never drove an 18. 13s, I love a 13 speed, especially for construction. Dirt construction, because you always got that dump wagon on you, and you load it down, and you're running across fresh packed dirt, like to build a pad for one of these oil refineries, transfer stations, or what have you, and you always got to dump in the middle of the damn pad. And those little Peterbilts, man, you have to creep in first gear, and they get stuck. So the dozer had to come pull them out, hook up to them, and pull them out. With the pull hooks on them. Hell no. That Western store I had, and they had a 350 Cummins in that with a 13 speed. Look, that Western Star there that I had, that was geared right too. Hey,
Yeah.
look, man, I just click gears coming out of that on them pads. You know, no problem for me. And them little Peterbilts, they were so underpowered.
Well, Bo's trying to make everybody believe he's driving a shiny 290, but
But you split your low side.
yeah, he's but and if he's driving a shiny 290, he's got one of them damn automatic transmissions in it too, so he can't split nut. So,
oh, dude, shiny 290 with 18 speed.
Yeah, he's just gonna. He just pokes along, and that you know I'm picking teasing Bo. I mean, but
yeah.
he ain't gonna drive no little small motor trucks like we had to come up with. So, I mean, but that daggum when he poured that daggum alcohol in that doggone truck, the car haulers they had that grass burner exhaust on it, and the doggone flames would shoot out from underneath that thing on that far underneath. He couldn't pull it off the road because he'd set the grass on fire. That was the only way he could make it pull across them damn hills going from South Carolina to Georgia. And then like I said, there ain't really no hills there, but
A cert cat. Oh, that 4 1/4.
That was a good engine there, Wayne.
That 3406A.
Mm-hmm.
3406B. Which one? One had a computer, one didn't.
It's
that regulating computer.
Yeah.
3406. That was a damn good engine there. 450 horsepower.
Hello, Mr. Bo.
Yeah, Bo.
Howdy.
What's happening?
So they actually give you something to get away from out of town for a while, eh?
Yeah.
Load to make you have to go all the way out to Utah.
Yeah, came all the way. Brought 80 all the way out of Ohio. I left for Utah Saturday morning around like 7 a.m. And I was in Utah. I was in Provo Monday at like 2:30.
Yeah.
Couldn't deliver till Tuesday morning because the pipe yard I was delivering to, they're union, so they stopped receiving at 2 o'clock. I got shut down at the port of entry in Echo port of entry. As soon as you come into Utah out of Wyoming.
Got shut down?
Yeah, the freaking DOT cops got me.
Logbook?
No, freaking. I had a spot in my tire that was like literally the size of a quarter, and it was showing. I somehow took a chunk out. It was on my front lead axle on my spread on the inside, literally the size of a quarter. And they pulled as soon as my steer tires hit the scale, the sign lit up, pulled in inspection bay 1. I'm like, great, here we go. And I don't have time for this. I'm trying to deliver today, reload, and then haul the tail for Austin, Texas. So finally get all that, and the lady comes out of the pit. Super nice lady, very respectful. She comes out of the pit and she goes, "You're all good down there. Your brakes are all in adjustment. Everything looks good." She goes, "We're gonna go ahead and step into my office." And I'm like, "Uh-oh." I've never been told to step into an office at a scale before. Usually they just have you pull outside and park and then bring you your stuff out.
Yeah.
So she goes in.
Had a report inside?
No, not in the scale house. No. Usually they tell you, like, I've been DOT'd in Tennessee, Kentucky. They usually
inside of me all the time, but I was hauling wide loads too, though. Overweight loads and wide loads. That's why. They wanted that paperwork. They wanted that route paperwork too. But that was the main thing.
Big freaking dog. Yeah, that's a coyote.
So she put you in the office and whatever.
She put me in the office, started going through my logbook. She's like, and so we got ELDs in our trucks.
Yeah.
the electronic logging devices.
Right.
So um I mailed it to him. I wirelessly transferred it to her computer. She's going through and she's like, okay, your logbook looks good. She's like, but why the week before that? She's like, why are you showing all off duty? And I said, well, I wasn't in that truck. I was on a completely different, because we're in the process of switching our ELDs to a different ELD company.
Yeah.
So some of our trucks still have the E-roads in them. We switched over to Motive, and my truck, my W9, it's got the Motive in it, but the Pete that I was in had the E-roads, so it's completely different logging device. And I told her, I was like, my truck was in the shop, I was in a spare. That's why, you're seeing Monday through Friday last week all off duty. She was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. She's like, I was kind of confused. And so she's like, okay, everything looks good. You passed everything. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, and then she went to empty her pockets out of her coat pocket, and she left her damn flashlight down in the pit.
Oh my gosh.
And now, mind you, my truck is still parked on top of the pit. So she was like, hang tight right here. I'm going to run out and grab my flashlight. She said, then I'm going to finish the report. I'm like, okay, no problem. She comes back in, and she's like, we have a problem. And I'm like, well, what do you mean we have a problem? She's like, you have a tire that's out of inspection. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, my tires are all brand new. Yeah, I was like, my tires are all brand new. She's like, no, you have a quarter-size spot with 2 cords showing. That's an out of service. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? She caught it. It was at the bottom. So you got your tire, and as it's coming down to the ground, it was just starting to kiss the ground, and she's seen it. And she was walking back.
Well, why didn't you tell her to just that you'd roll forward just the inch and she wouldn't see it no more? So
I know.
But some days they just like that. I mean,
oh yeah,
them bastards on 995 in Maryland. They used to love to see me come through there because I mean,
I never get bothered in Maryland.
On that I-95 one right there, right before you get to Delaware, when you're paying for paying the toll, that bastards always they would pull me around because, I mean, one time they pulled me around with a brand new truck and a brand new trailer, and they threatened to take my ass to jail because they found plastic wire ties with the right up against the brake lines. I said, lady, this is a brand new truck and a brand new trailer. What are you, I know this guy. I said, what are they serving at the jailhouse tonight? She said, what are you trying to be a smart ass? I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm serious. I said, I got that doggone truck out there. I picked it up in Iowa, and I drove it to South Carolina and back up to here. And I said, that's the only miles it's got on it. And that trailer, as a matter of fact, I said, no, I left Iowa and went over and I picked up this doggone over to Wabash, Indiana, and picked this trailer up. And I've hauled loads around with it since then. I said, back to South Carolina, and if you found $1,000 worth of violations on this truck, I said, I want to go to jailhouse tonight. She said, why is that? I said, because that's somebody's gonna pay me very damn well if I got $1,000 worth of fines on a brand new truck and a brand new trailer. That sounds like an argument between Wabash Trailers, Freightliner Corporation, and State of Maryland,
or whatever.
I said, because I said every Freightliner on the road you can pull over because that little wire for the anti-lock brakes runs down a wire tied, plastic wire ties all the way to them. I took the ticket and took it to the thing to my mechanic. I told him I needed to load to Indiana to get to one of our shops, and because I had to turn that paperwork in, because they'd wrote up every damn one of them. I mean, this son was about a 1/4 inch thick of paperwork, and so I handed him the paperwork, and I said, I walked in, handed the mechanic the paperwork. I said, I need all this fixed on this truck and trailer right here. And he looked at it and he said, "You got to be kidding me." I said, "No." They said, "You got to have a piece of rubber between the brake line and this right around the brake line so it don't wire through." And he said he reached over there and pencil with his pen and signed off on it. Third, and he said, "You good to go?" I said, "Well," I said, "that's what the state of Maryland said you had to do." But I said, "So, in other words," he said, "Well, if you get a ticket the next time you go through Maryland, then they'll come back and look at me because I just signed off on it." I said, "Okay." I mean, it was funny, you know. I mean, I knew that and the funny part was they looked at my logbook and they seen I was almost out of hours. I was going to New Jersey with a FedEx load, and I was almost out of hours. But I should have my, but I had a student in the truck, and they never even wanted me to go out and wake that student up to show him his logbook or nothing else. I said, "Well, I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't. But I mean, me and the state of Maryland just didn't get along too good. So, but
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, but that's just one of them deals. Well, I mean, we can talk a little bit after I go off there here, Bo. I'm gonna talk to you a minute anyway. But everybody,
Uh oh.
y'all have a good weekend. Twisted V may go live tomorrow night. Be ready for him. I don't know when he'll be there, but if he does, and then Polar Bear Ed will be Sunday night at 7:00, and Cajun is subject to have one. What 4:00, 5:00 your time?
Sunday afternoon, 4:00 Bayou time, though, so it'd be 5 Eastern.
5 Eastern. So, everybody, y'all have a good night, and Cajun, take us out of here.
All right, everybody, y'all know the routine. It's good being north of the grass. Stay safe, be that way, stay safe. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. A Plutarch.